Hello, we are HaloCheck, your trusted first line of defense to help stop fraud and onboard with confidence. Welcome to our video series AMLA Compliance 101, where we study Bank Negara Malaysia's customer due diligence guideline for AMLA compliance, specifically for DNF VPs, so you don't have to. Today, we will be diving into the topic of customer due diligence (CDD) for trust companies. But before we proceed, if you don't know yet what customer due diligence is, you may check out our previous videos where we have covered about all the basics of AMLA and customer due diligence. Don't forget to check it out. So now, let's not waste any more time and let's get started. So, trust companies fall under the category of reporting institutions that are required to perform customer due diligence (CDD) for AMLA compliance. But when exactly do they have to do CDD? So, trust companies are required to do customer due diligence when they prepare or carry out the following activities for their clients. 1. Act as or arrange for another person to act as a director or secretary of a company, a partner of a partnership, or any similar position in relation to other legal entities. 2. Act as or arrange for another person to act as a trustee of an express trust. Or 3. Act as or arrange for another person to act as a nominee shareholder for another person. So if you are engaged in any of these 3 activities, you have to conduct customer due diligence. So now we know what are the activities that requires you to do CDD on your customers. But when it comes to actually performing the due diligence, do you even know when you have to do it? Do you perform the due diligence at the beginning of the transaction or at the end of the transaction? So the answer is here. As you can see here, this is a general flow of a typical trust company transaction. The transaction begins with initiation of transaction, followed by initial assessment, agreement drafting and approval, and lastly, funding and asset transfer. And due diligence needs to be done here on step 2, which is initial assessment. But why must it be done here? It is because CDD needs to be done before signing of any conclusive agreement between the parties. So be sure to remember that. It is really important to be careful and pay attention to signs that something might be wrong when you are working with clients. If you ignore these signs, it could cause serious problems and a lot of stress too. So here are 5 red flags trust companies should pay attention to when dealing with customers. Red flag number 1, client declared an unusually large number of beneficiaries. If a client is listing way too many beneficiaries, it could be a sign that something is not quite right and it is worth digging deeper to understand why. This raises concern as an excessive number of beneficiaries may indicate an attempt to complicate the trust funds for unclear reason, potentially leading to misuse or deceptive practices. Red flag number 2, withdrawal of trust assets immediately after being settled into the trust account without plausible reason. If trust assets are pulled out super fast without a clear reason, it could mean someone is messing with the trust or not handling things properly. Red flag number 3, previously inactive trust account is now used intensively without any plausible reason. If a trust account that used to be inactive is suddenly getting a ton of activity without a clear explanation, it could be a sign that something unusual is happening and needs investigation. Red flag number 4, activities of the trust are unclear or different from the stated purposes under trust deeds. If what the trust is doing doesn't match what's written in the trust deeds, it could mean there's some confusion or mismanagement going on. And lastly, red flag number 5, management of any trustee appears to be acting according to instructions of unknown or inappropriate person. If the trustee is taking orders from an unexpected person or inappropriate source, it is a sign that something suspicious might be going on with the trust.
For more list of red flags, you can find them in our ebook. Just go to the description and click the ebook link provided.
So that is on red flags. But what do you have to do after you notice a red flag? When you notice a red flag or notice anything suspicious in your transaction, you must submit the Suspicious Transaction Report or STR for short. So let's talk about it in details. Reporting institutions must quickly report anything suspicious in a transaction to the Financial Intelligence and Enforcement Department at Bank Negara Malaysia. This is necessary if they suspect something is off or have a good reason to think so, regardless of the amount of money involved. According to Bank Negara Malaysia, these are 5 circumstances when you need to submit Suspicious Transaction Report (STR). 1. Whenever the transaction appears unusual. 2. When it has no clear economic purpose. 3. When the transaction appears illegal. 4. When it involves proceeds from an unlawful activity or instrumentalities of an offense. Or 5. When it indicates that the customer is involved in money laundering or terrorism financing. In order to submit Suspicious Transaction Report, fill in the STR form. You can download the STR form in the description. We have included the link. And once you have filled in the form, you can choose either to mail, fax, or email it to these channels. To help you understand even better, we have prepared a simplified flow so you can know exactly what to do in your AMLA compliance journey. So in this flow, you can see that the flow begins with risk check. This means after you have run your risk check, if there is no match found, that is good news. That means it is clean and you can continue your sale. However, when there is a match found, that is when you need to be cautious. There are 2 different outcomes here if there is a match found. Firstly, if the match found is a financial crime-related result, you may still continue sale, but you must submit STR. However, if the match found falls under MOHA or UNSCR blacklist, you need to stop transaction immediately and submit STR. That is very simple to understand, right? If you found the information we shared in this video useful, you will really enjoy our ebooks. Our ebook offers specific guidance on nearly everything you need to know about customer due diligence, and the best part is you can download it for absolutely free. Simply follow the link in the description to instantly download it to your device. So that wraps up our video. Thanks for tuning in to our AMLA Compliance 101 video series. If you found it helpful, give it a like, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Stay compliant and we'll see you in the next one.